Welcome, seekers. Today's story is about a passionate figurine collector whose entitled older sister and her unruly kids invade his home, destroy his rare and expensive collection, and shamelessly steal some while mocking his hobby and calling him a nerd. Left devastated and furious, he struggles with what to do next. Should he confront her, report the theft, or cut her off completely? Enjoy the story. I have never felt so violated in my own home. I collect figurines, not just any random cheap ones, but high quality, rare, and expensive figurines that take years to find, let alone afford. My collection is my pride, my passion, my escape from reality. Every single one of them has a story, a memory attached to it. Some were gifts, some were from limited time events, and some took me months of saving just to purchase. So you can imagine my horror when my older sister and her kids destroyed them. It started with an unannounced visit, something my sister, S, 35, female, loves to do. She's always been bossy, always acted like she owns every place she steps into. And because I tend to avoid confrontation, she takes advantage of it. That day, I had just gotten home from work when the doorbell rang. Before I even got to the door, I heard the sound of kids screaming and running. My heart dropped. I already knew what was coming. I opened the door, and there she was, standing there with her 3 kids, ages 5, 7, and 9, grinning like she just did me a favor by showing up. "Surprise, we were in the area and thought we'd drop by," she said, pushing past me into my house like she owned it. Before I could even say a word, her kids had already scattered, running into different rooms, touching everything, opening drawers, cabinets, everything. The nightmare begins. I tried to stay calm. I didn't want to be rude, but inside, I was already stressed. My house is not childproof. And more importantly, my figurine collection is displayed in my room. I tried to guide them to the living room, hoping to contain the chaos. I forced a smile and asked, "Do you guys want something to drink?" Big mistake. The moment I turned my back, chaos erupted. A loud crash came from my bedroom. My heart stopped. I ran down the hall, my stomach in knots, my mind praying that it wasn't what I thought it was. And then I saw it. My 5-year-old nephew was standing in the doorway, holding one of my most rare and expensive figurines, shattered in his hands. "It's just toys." I froze. My mind went blank. I couldn't even process what I was looking at. My carefully curated collection destroyed. My nephew, completely unbothered, looked up at my sister and said, "Mommy, I want more." And you know what she said? "Of course, darling. Let's go pick some more. Your uncle won't mind." At that moment, Something in me snapped. I ran forward, blocking the doorway. "What are you doing?" I finally found my voice. She looked at me, confused, as if I was the one being unreasonable. "Relax, it's just toys. You have plenty. He really likes them. Let him have a few." I felt like I was going to pass out. Toys? I turned to look at my room. It was a disaster. Broken pieces on the floor, figures knocked over, some missing. These are not toys. They're collectibles. They're expensive, limited edition. You can't just let your kids take them. My sister rolled her eyes and scoffed. "If they're so expensive, why don't you lock the door?" "Excuse me?" I was shaking with anger. I pointed at the broken figurines. "Do you see this? They destroyed them. Do you even understand how much these cost?" She just shrugged. "Calm down. It's not a big deal. Just buy new ones online. It's probably cheaper now." Cheaper? And then she had the audacity to say, "Honestly, maybe you should focus on your relationships instead of wasting money on nerdy toys. No wonder you're still single." I felt like I was going to explode. This wasn't just about the money. It was about the disrespect, the entitlement, the way she stole from me, destroyed my property, and then insulted me to my face. I gritted my teeth. "Put my stuff down." She huffed, grabbed her kids, and started heading for the door. With my figurines still in their hands. "We're taking these. You have enough. Don't be selfish." And then she left me to clean the mess. I stood there, speechless, my room in ruins, my most prized possessions stolen or destroyed, and I couldn't even process it. I didn't know what to do. Who do I even report this to? She's family. If I call the police, I'd be the bad guy. If I confront her again, she'll just gaslight me and make me feel like the unreasonable one. I'm fuming. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. She never asked permission. She let her kids destroy my property without any remorse. She stole my figurines right in front of me. She humiliated me for my hobby, and I just let her. I feel like an idiot. I should have stood my ground. I should have grabbed my things back. I should have kicked her out sooner, but I didn't. And now I'm sitting here staring at the wreckage, wondering, what do I do now? Would you report her? Would you demand your stuff back? Or would you cut her off completely? Because right now, I feel like burning this whole bridge down. Well, folks, what do you think? What would you do in such a situation? Please subscribe and leave us a like and a comment if you loved our story today.